Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. I hope you guys are having a good holiday season and hope you have a good new year as well. This is your January 2023 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements, wisdom, the oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where you folks should be as far as that goes. Okay, so we have Pisces, and Pisces is your 7th house of relationships. January is basically going to be a month where Jupiter would have recently moved out of the sign of Pisces, but you'll still have Neptune there. All right, we have 5, so 5th house is actually Capricorn for you guys. I do see Capricorn energy in your main spread as well. Of course, we'll be in Capricorn season for the majority of January. And there will be Mercury retrograde going on there as well. So yeah, definitely be some situations regarding your relationships this month. And we have Venus too. So Venus actually is going to be in Capricorn, I believe, for the first few days of January. Then it's going to move into Aquarius. So from your 5th house to your 6th house. All right, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. The main situation position, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and challenging that we have the Queen of Wands, Aries energy, and 2 of Cups, Cancer energy. So seeing these things, I'm actually getting a few different scenarios that this could be pointing to. One could just be saying that there could be an opportunity for you to repair a connection from your past. Now, for some of you, it can be a family connection. But what I feel like it's saying here is to me, those 2 cups could represent balance being restored at a spiritual level, right? Especially given that we see the angelic figure with the cups. But with these 2 cards challenging that, to me that says, but the key is you would actually have to take action in order for it to be repaired, right? So it's one of those things. So super generic example, if you and someone in your family have had tension toward each other for a while, you might all of a sudden feel it lifting from you. And you might feel like, oh, well, maybe it would be time to reconnect with them, right? Simultaneously, the other person might be feeling the same way because that's being worked out in the background through spirit. But someone would have to take action to actually physically put the connection back on track, right? If it's a romantic connection, it could be the very same logic, so I won't necessarily go through that whole breakdown again. And then for others of you, this could just be pointing to if you're potentially in a low energy cycle, right, where you feel like you don't have the energy to take care of some things. It could just be saying then the key there might be to find someone to partner up with, because I feel like it's saying that, you don't want to necessarily just let time pass you by because you're feeling that low energy, but don't push yourself either. So if you can partner up with someone to tackle things you need to get done, that would be the best way to go about it. All right, in foundation position, we have the Devil. So looking at the Devil energy here, in contrast to the Temperance, it could even just be saying that maybe this is a cycle you've been in for a long time as well, right? And you're finally freed from that. So it's like, okay, usually if you're freed from this situation, that means that you've learned a lesson around it, right? Now what you do with that is up to you. So it might sound like a weird example, but for example, you go to college, you get a degree in a certain thing, and you're not obligated to get a job in that field once you're done, right? I mean, you're most likely planning to do so, and that's why you got a degree in that field. But how many people get a degree and have a job that has nothing to do with what they got their degree in, right? This could just be one of those things where it's saying, hey, the chains are broken. If you want to take the lessons you've learned to repair a situation from your past, you can. If you want to use it and pursue something completely different, you can as well, right? But being freed from that is the key. So if this is a romantic relationship dynamic, again, given that we did see 5th house energy come up with your dice and also 7th house energy, could be saying that maybe even you might have just had this belief about relationships in general. Like, oh, I don't want to get into a relationship because it's toxic, this, that, and the other, right? Because maybe that's been your past experience. And this could just be saying that these energies could be cleansing those beliefs that you might have held on to for a long time, right? Maybe your early upbringing taught you that that's how relationships work. So you're like, oh, I don't want any of that, right? But your perspectives on that could be changing. All right, in the past position, we have the 6 of Cups. So Scorpio energy here, and this could even just be saying that, yeah, this could be another indicator that maybe you've been healing some things from your childhood, right? This could be you extending love to your inner child, right? Around, okay, you've gone through XYZ, right? But helping move past those things. There's been some heavy transits that could point to that, so it wouldn't necessarily surprise me if that's what you guys experienced in the past. All right, in the present position, we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So yeah, looks like you're regaining clarity around the situation. So yeah, this has probably been a bit of a deep healing cycle for you guys, actually, as I'm starting to look at the cards as we go through the spread here. But yeah, Seven of Cups, definitely a good card to have in reverse, because to me it says that, okay, whatever these options are at play, right, I feel like you're seeing the situation clearly and know which direction you want to go. All right. In the near future position, we have the Four of Swords reversed. So yeah, another indicator here that whatever this healing cycle you guys might have been going through, looks like it will be coming to its conclusion fairly soon. Trying to see if anything else comes to mind with this. But yeah, I mean, that's primarily what I'm getting there. It's just that it seems to be lining up here saying that there's some kind of deep healing you guys have been going through, and it looks like it's wrapping up this month. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Strength card, Leo energy, and the Three of Wands, Aries energy. So, seeing these two cards here too, going back to what I was saying, right? If there's some family connection that you feel a nudge to repair, or a romantic connection, friendship, you name it, right? Seeing these two cards here could be telling me what's a blockage for you guys as well, right? With the Strength card, we could see it representing ego at times, and then the Three of Wands energy on top of that, saying that you're almost holding yourself back, right? You might want to reach out to this person, but you're holding yourself back from doing so, right? Thinking, oh, I'm going to let them come to me, right? Far from the first person in the world that's had that approach to a situation like that, but that's kind of what I'm seeing there. All right. In the position of the environment's influence on the situation, we have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, could just be a lot of messages coming through to you guys this month. Again, given that this is Sag energy, this can be about stuff that goes way back for you. So like I said, if not a family connection, possibly things that were taught to you from your early upbringing, right? That you've held on to, and maybe now you're seeing them in a different perspective. If this is someone else in your environment too, could just be saying that they're open to a lot of communication as well. So could be a lot of communication between you and another for sure. But I'm feeling like this is just more saying that, hey, you're clearing some clutter from your past, moving forward in a positive way. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Five of Cups. So yeah, I'm going to assume for most of you this will probably be more of a fear energy than a hope, right? Because it's not the brightest, sunniest energy. Seeing this here, you might actually feel like you're losing autonomy, I would say, especially if this is related to a romantic situation, right? Because like I was saying here, maybe your early experience when it comes to relationships of a romantic variety is that it has this energy to it, right? Where you feel chained, you don't feel like you have your freedom, right? It could just have toxic patterns behind it. So it could just be saying that in that regard, you'd almost fear leaving behind, let's say, Three of Cups energy is much more celebratory, usually represents connecting with friends, siblings, you name it, and just a lighter energy in general. But almost fearing that Two of Cups, right? Because of what you feel like that experience could actually be. And for some of you, you could just fear that if you come forward and communicate whatever you're feeling, right? Given that Scorpio energy for you guys is your third house communication, you feel like it might not necessarily come out the right way, right? Where you might feel like, okay, hoping this is going to go well, hoping it's going to be celebrated, hoping it's going to lead to that type of energy after it comes out, but you might feel like that's not how it's going to work out. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Four of Cups reversed. So definitely a good card to see in the reverse position. In the upright, it would be a frustrating energy to be in, right? Because you're not happy with what's being offered, but at the same time, you're doing nothing to go after what you do want, right? So you could expect more of the same to keep coming and land in your lap in those situations. So to see this in reverse tells me that you are going to be ready to make some kind of movement. And given that this is Cancer energy, you could even just be saying that you might feel that energy come as early as the Cancer full moon that we have in early January. So yeah, it looks like there's definitely some things being cleared out for you guys to take action. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, this could just be saying that that could even be why. You might just feel really tuned in this month. So you might be getting a lot of these signs, synchronicities pointing you in the right direction. Um, in a way, there could be some resistance to that a little bit, I feel, but given all these energies as here pointing to healing and moving on from things, I feel like you're not going to let it slow you down for too long if that's the case. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Relinquish the Need to Change Others. So actually, Taurus got the same card, and I shuffled these cards really well. So I will say there were some Virgo energies in the Taurus reading as well. So if you guys have a significant Taurus placement or you're dealing with someone who does, you might want to check out that reading. Other than that, there's no real parallels between the two readings, but I figured I'd mention that. All right, so the message says real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, and especially if you guys, like I said, maybe if you feel like in your past relationships there was a toxic way of relating with others, right? I could definitely resonate with that. So hopefully you got something from that. And then moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle message, we have mending. There's the artwork there, and the number is 52. So yeah, mending, again, could definitely point to some of the main energies we were seeing early on, but we'll see what it says in the book. Okay, essential meanings says forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. The Oracle's message. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal, the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there, and does seem to reinforce some of what we were talking about there. So if we got something from that. Their relationship message says you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and honors redress. So yeah, again, like I said, kind of reinforces some of the main messages we were seeing in the spread, so hopefully that resonated as well. And the prosperity message says, everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. So yeah, again, definitely a really positive message there, and that actually makes me think of the Six of Cups energy that we were talking about that's in the past position. So hopefully that resonated too. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Yamapasha mudra. The keyword for it is interdependence. Okay, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But as far as the benefits, it says opens the airways, strengthens the lungs and large intestine, stimulates the immune system, evokes the spiritual insight of the interdependent nature of all phenomena. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name in the description of the video as always. Once again, I hope you guys have a good holiday season and have a good new year, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.